Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about 10 series with bad endings or bad finales, I guess. Full disclaimer, you may like these endings, and if you do, comment down in the comment section below, and please like and subscribe while you're at it. So, let's get started. Vampire Diaries. Yes, I watched Vampire Diaries, and yes, I completed the whole freaking show. Yes, I did. Well, you can blame the 2017 lovers for that vampire addiction stuff, I guess. So, let's get to it. Vampire Diaries. It is a teen drama, supernatural, fantasy, and sometimes horror, I guess. Focused on three characters, two good-looking vampires pining for the same hot chick. One is the anti-hero archetype, and another one good all-American hero, I guess. The high point of the show being Ian Somerhalder getting it on with Nina Dobrev. The show just goes downhill from there and keeps on getting worse and worse and worse and even worse, with finale being wax cherry on top of the crappy cake. The Mentalist. The Mentalist is a police procedural show centering around the main character Patrick Jane, formerly a psychic, as he uses his observational skill to aid the CBI to solve crimes in order to exact revenge on the serial killer Red Zone, who brutally murdered his wife and his daughter. The show, even though highly entertaining at times, does lag down during the final season, and the finale with the whole Red Zone reveal was highly disappointing, to say the least. House. House is one of those genuinely interesting or entertaining medical shows on TV, as there are only few, with always excellent Hugh Laurie providing a flawless performance as an egomaniac, sociopath, Vicodin junkie, but also the greatest diagnostician to ever exist on this planet Earth. The show is very entertaining and it still is one of my most favorite rewatches. Still, the show does lose its pace and control after the season 6, with season 8 being all over the place with a disappointing ending, to say the least. Two and a Half Men. Now you may like it or you may hate it, but Two and a Half Men on its peak was a pretty entertaining show. Like, it addressed toxic masculinity in society and on TV whilst promoting the same thing, but look, a drunk good-looking guy gets hot chicks, man. That's funny. No, seriously, the show has a special place in my mind, and I genuinely like the show. The show struggled through season 5 to season 8 with numerous issues, mainly pertaining to a warlock high on tiger blood and winning, I guess. Still, those seasons remain vastly more entertaining than the plane crash that followed it, but the finale was on whole another level. I know Chuck Lorre is a man of culture, man of caliber, which he has proven time and again. Still, the finale was Nicolas Cage's later half career level bad. Yeah, that bad. That 70s show. On my comedy show binge, I found an exquisite comedy series that gets better and better with every rewatch. One of the best written TV shows with stellar performance from the whole cast, and yes, it is The Office. And another one that I watched was That 70s Show. The rewatch value of the show might not be good as it seems, but was entertaining with decent performances from the whole cast, including Ashton Kutcher, but with the lead Topher Grace leaving the show and Ashton Kutcher following the same suit during its last season, the show felt very incomplete, and also the character choices leaving you wondering if cocaine was involved in the writing during the last season. The ending was worse than any of Amy Schumer's stand-up jokes. True Blood. Like I said earlier, I was going through a vampire addiction phase. So True Blood, a very similar series to the Vampire Diaries. True Blood is very similar to the Vampire Diaries, with the main difference being it's an HBO show, hence more nudity and blood and no teen drama, I guess. So yeah, if you wanted a mature take on Vampire Diaries, by that I mean more nudity, then yeah, watch it. The show for me peaked at season 4, with the rest of the seasons being a slow downfall, with season 7 finale being a loud unnecessary crash worth a liter of tears of blood. Sopranos, hands down one of the best written TV series to ever exist. The show is perfect to the sea. It's about the inner workings of mafia family, with lead character Tony Soprano being the head of the family, being portrayed by James Gandolfini, giving his career best performance. The show simply is one of the best written TV shows to ever exist. Just the sheer amount of depth provided to the characters and the brilliance exuded through storytelling further magnified the hype for the finale. Spoiler alert, what will happen to the Tony and his family? Just then, blank screen. Yes, blank screen comes on as the credits roll. Yes, that happened. But finally we get to know what happens just when Tony is about to leave. Dexter. Dexter was one of those shows that I stumbled when flipping through channel and instantly fell in love with. It's about Dexter Morgan, who is a semi-superhero, I guess, and semi-supervillain. A forensic officer by day and a serial killer by night, but a serial killer of serial killers. So, double jeopardy, I guess. The show is very well written and highly entertaining, with moments of tension properly placed and paced, and just the depth provided to the character further deluding us to empathy towards the serial killer until, spoiler alert, he makes out with his sister. Yes, sister. Stepsister to be exact, but a sister nonetheless. Yeah, so that happened. And then on the choices made by the characters is just against everything that the character is, with the finale being one of the dumbest why the would you moment ever. Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones, one of the greatest shows to ever exist on TV. It had everything: good writing, a proper narrative, an interesting storyline paving the way to perfect pacing, character interaction, growth, tension, and all that shit. Then season 8 happened. Season 8 on its own was not the worst TV season to ever exist. I know, yes. It was not the worst season to ever exist on TV. But in comparison to the excellence that was rest of the seasons, all season 8 did was left a lingering taste of crap that soured the whole series. Season 8 was disaster in terms of narrative, with unnecessary scenes being stretched long and the important plot points being rushed through. The prophecy the show time and again hinted at and shoved down our throat at the end of season 7, just forgotten or thrown out, I don't know what. The characters, important characters being left out, and rest of the seating conclusion. But there are high points in the season 8, that is this man, Miguel Sapochnik. Yes, the man who directed both of these beautiful war sequences. I would still rewatch the war sequences of season 8 because to get to see the war of that scope, that caliber, and that beautiful on TV was the only factor of season 8 that saved it from being the number 1 on this list. So if you have been liking the content so far, please like, share and subscribe, and if you want similar videos, click the boxes that come or appear at the end of this video. Thank you. How I Met Your Mother. Before I start, I love How I Met Your Mother or Himyam, whatever you want, but I equally hate it too. It's one of those shows that I have rewatched whole seasons more than 10 times, along with BoJack Horseman, The Office, and you know what, it doesn't matter. How I Met Your Mother is Friends for the late 2000s. Same friends hanging out, love struck fool, chasing love, a friend, constantly sleeping with numerous chicks, extremely sarcastic friend, and lots more. How I Met Your Mother does have more moments that tug at your heartstrings, that wail you up, like For the Longest Time, Robin's monologue, Marshall's I'm Not Ready for This, Barney's time stop, or any episode where Barney's childhood is explored and the emotional scars that Barney had gotten over the years that made him the bromaniac, playbook keeping, Star Wars loving psychopath that does what he does to obtain even a shred of validation from the people he surrounds himself with. Needless to say, Barney, played by ever so charismatic Neil Patrick Harris, is the slim thread that holds the whole series from season 5 to season 9, with Barney being the only character with proper arc and depth. So let me tell you how they screwed up. Spoiler alert. Let's take for example Friends. Chandler and Monica at first were not thought of as a romantic relationship by the showrunners during its conceptualization. But as the show progressed, so did characters and the chemistry developed between them, causing the writers to change their opinion or original concept to address this chemistry and develop it into a full-fledged relationship. Similarly, in How I Met Your Mother, Barney and Robin share the same fate, and as the season progressed, the chemistry became more and more apparent and unavoidable, more so with Barney. That was until the dreaded finale. After the godforsaken season 9, the whole of season 9 before the finale, whole 22 episodes, was sent on 3 days, including wedding day. Like 22 episodes, 3 days. Yeah, still it was okay. I guess with the mother being revealed, with Kristen being perfectly cast, and one of the season's high moment being La Vie Rose sung by her, Barney and Robin finally getting married, and Marshall awaiting the birth of a new baby. Season 9 was not a good season, but still it had moments. Very few moments, but it had some moments. Then the finale happened. Again, spoiler alert, the showrunners just threw away the character arc developed for Barney over the 4 seasons, including Robin's arc too. They kill the titular mother. Barney and Robin break up and end up with Ted rushing to Robin after telling the whole story about how he made their mother to his children just to ask permission from them to date the ex-wife of his best friend. One of his best friend. So yeah, that's it. Have a great day or night. Thank you for watching. Sayonara.